Hello, everyone. Now we are going to study chili pepper pest and disease control techniques. As the saying goes, both humans and animals are susceptible to illness, and the same applies to chili peppers, which are prone to various pests and diseases. The task of this lesson is to recognize typical pests and diseases, understand common pests and diseases, and develop certain abilities for their control. Chili pepper pests and diseases are mainly divided into three categories. 1. Infectious diseases, including fungal and bacterial diseases. 2. Physiological diseases. 3. Insect pests. Learning objectives for this lesson. Knowledge objectives. 1. Understand the common infectious diseases affecting chili peppers. 2. Recognize common physiological diseases of chili peppers. 3. Identify the typical insect pests that affect chili peppers. Skill objectives. 1. Identify chili pepper diseases using images. 2. Identify insect pests of chili peppers through images and outline control measures. Caliber objectives. 1. Foster resilience, diligence, and grounded qualities. 2. Promote a love for nature and an awareness of environmental protection. Pests and diseases are very complex in practical production and cannot be addressed with simple solutions. First, we need to be able to recognize typical pests and diseases and understand their prevention measures. We will begin by learning about infectious diseases. Damping off. The typical symptoms of chili pepper damping off include the seedlings being highly susceptible. Irregular lesions, resembling those caused by boiling water, first appear at the base of the stem, and then the tissue softens and shrinks, causing the seedlings to fall over. When humidity is high, white cotton-like substances may appear. The pathogen is Pythium aphanidomatum, a fungus in the Mysticomycotona. Control measures. Avoid low temperature and high humidity environments. Avoid heavy irrigation. Use 50% carbendazim and 50% Tiran wettable powders for soil disinfection. Soak seeds in warm water or disinfect them with chemicals. Brown spot. This disease mainly affects the leaves. Round or nearly round lesions appear on the leaves, with black-brown edges and a light gray to white center. The pathogen is Cercospora capsicide, a fungus in the Deuteromycotona. Control measures. 1. Remove diseased plants and debris to reduce the source of infection and control the disease. 2. Strengthen management by improving ventilation, watering frequently with small amounts of water, and avoiding excessive humidity. 3. Apply fungicides such as Propolis, Benamil, Dipodione, or Thiophanate methylaryl, and repeat spraying every 7 to 10 days. Phytophthora root rot, commonly known as foot rot or root and stem rot, this disease spreads through water. The optimal temperature for the pathogen is 26 to 28 degrees Celsius, and it prefers humid conditions. Control measures. Avoid continuous cropping. Perform seed disinfection. Gray mold. The pathogen survives through diseased plant and debris in winter and spreads via air or water. Gray mold thrives in low temperature and high humidity conditions, with an optimal temperature of 16 to 20 degrees Celsius, and slower infection above 24 degrees Celsius. It can cause visible damage to stems and fruits, with a gray mold covering the affected areas. Control measures. Ensure proper ventilation in greenhouses and avoid prolonged dewing on leaves. Blight. After the onset of blight, plants exhibit wilting, especially during midday heat. Early-stage wilting may recover with appropriate conditions, but severe wilting in later stages is often irreversible. The pathogen exists in the soil and primarily spreads through irrigation water, entering the plant through root and stem wounds. Control measures. Practice rotation between irrigated and dryland crops. Remove diseased plants and disinfect the affected areas. Avoid using non-decomposed organic fertilizers. During the period from transplanting to fruit setting, regularly apply fungicides to prevent the disease. Bacterial scab. The pathogen is Xanthomonas campestris PD vesicatoria, a bacterium that causes bacterial leaf spot on chili peppers. All parts of the plant can be affected. On the leaves, symptoms include numerous circular brown lesions, which are water-soaked and often have a halo. Control measures. 1. Implement agricultural control measures. 2. Conduct seed disinfection. This concludes the section on infectious diseases. Now, let's move on to physiological diseases. The causes of fruit malformation are outlined below. The causes of zippering are outlined below. The primary reasons for flower dropping and fruit dropping are outlined below. Fine cracking. Fine cracking occurs when dew forms on the fruit surface or when water is suddenly applied after a period of drought. This leads to moisture on the fruit surface, causing the aged fruit skin's cork layer to absorb water and crack. Control measures. Choose crack-resistant varieties. Apply more organic fertilizers to promote good root growth. Avoid fluctuating soil moisture, preventing excessive watering after drought. Be sure to drain water after rainfall. Timely supplement calcium and boron fertilizers. Do not overuse nitrogen fertilizers. Avoid direct sunlight to prevent fruit skin aging. Now let's proceed with insect pests. Cotton bollworms are leaf-eating and fruit-boring pests. The larvae go through 6 stages and exhibit pseudodeath and self-harming behavior. The larvae feed on the leaves, bore into the buds, flowers, and fruits. Control measures. For outdoor cultivation, plow the soil before winter or flood the land to reduce overwintering pests. Use blacklight traps and willow branches to lure and kill adult pests. Spray insecticides before the larvae bore into fruits. Recommended insecticides include 20% diflubenzoin JG, diluted 500 times, 50% foxamine-C, diluted 1000 times, 20% methamine-C, diluted 2000 times, 20% phenvalerate-C, diluted 2000 times, 50% diaphenphyron WP, diluted 2000 times, 20% RH5849 WP, diluted 800 times, and 10% etofenpox-C, diluted 1000 times. Beet armyworms are very common pests. The adult moths are nocturnal, hiding during the day and emerging at night. They are phototactic but have weak chemotaxis. The larvae have 5 stages, with a few reaching 6 stages. They exhibit pseudodeath behavior, falling to the ground when disturbed. High temperatures in dry environments favor the outbreak of beet armyworm. The larvae primarily feed on tender leaves, and may cause significant damage during the early larval stages. Severe infestations can completely devour the young leaves. The main control measures are similar to those for the cotton bollworm, with the key point being timely control. Whiteflies are pests of many crops, and they are also common on chili peppers. They feed on plant juices using their piercing-sucking mouthparts. Control measures: cover the ventilation openings of greenhouses with 50 mesh insect-proof nets, mesh size around 0.28 millimeters. Use yellow sticky boards and vibrating insect-killing lamps to attract and kill adult whiteflies. Spray insecticides such as 2.5% deltamethrin-C, diluted 2000 times, and 1.8% ivermectin-C, diluted 2000 times. Aphids primarily damage the young leaves, shoots, stems, and growth points of chili peppers. Improper management can lead to large-scale outbreaks. Aphids come in various species, and different types can be identified under a magnifying glass. Control measures. In spring outdoor cultivation, interplant chili peppers with corn. Plant corn 6 to 7 days before planting chili peppers, spaced 2 meters apart in 1 meter wide rows. This allows the corn to grow taller than the chili peppers, providing shade, cooling, and helping to prevent aphids from spreading viruses. In greenhouse cultivation, take advantage of aphids' strong attraction to yellow and orange. Use yellow sticky boards to trap aphids, placing a board every 3 to 5 meters. Hang the boards 10 centimeters above the plants, positioning them east-west. Also, reapply yellow grease or motor oil to the boards every 10 days to maintain their adhesive properties. The pests and diseases we've discussed here are just some of the issues faced in chili pepper cultivation. There will be other pests and diseases encountered in actual production. You should continue learning to better address the 3 rural issues: agriculture, rural areas, and farmers. Thank you.